Alright, here's the last Dolphins log for this month. I recorded basically all the Dolphins logs and Whales logs that I do all in one sitting basically today, so lots of talking. Anyways, let's wrap it up with the Aether Gazer Dolphins log. Let's go right into it. So, as you can see, I've made some major changes, again. As you'll notice now, my Hades is the one that's on top of at the very top of my roster. You notice that her combat power is now elevated all the way up to 25,000. So let's take a look at what I've done. So levels are, well, technically her normal attack level went up, but I'll explain later when we go into her warp course. But first things first, I was able to get her sigil sets to level 60, all of them. I believe level 60 is the max level you can take them. Yeah, level maxed out. So that's obviously a huge boon, huge plus. I also went through her enchantments, her sigil enchants, and tried going for at least one top tier enchantment for them. So yeah. So for example, her first sigil has Shadow Blessing and Tactics Enhance. Her second enchant actually got really lucky and got both Tactics Enhance and Shadow Blessing. These are two pretty top tier enchants as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, for every sigil, I tried going for at least one really good enchantment. Usually it's the top one, but sometimes the bottom one can be good too. So yeah, as you can see here, went for those. I don't think Big Hitter's that good. I'm gonna have to see if I'm gonna have to check the spreadsheet to see if Big Hitter is really all that great on Hades. Maybe it is, just because she does so much damage, but I'll give that another look. Change it if Big Hitter ends up not being that great. But in any case, so yeah, that's how it is for most of her sigils. I'll give it one more look after I'm done recording this, just so that her enchantments are as good as they can get without me going too crazy on them. But along with the sigil enhancements or the sigil optimizations, now I've given her warp cores I think an additional level. Yeah, because let's see, 3, 2, yeah. So they used to have only 4 enchantments total. Now or 4 upgrades total. Now they all have 5. I gave them the 5th upgrade to whatever I feel like was better. So range damage for her first 2 warp cores, and then the Unfetter for her level 3 for faster ult skill chains with the Drowsy. Actually, not too sure how that works with Drowsy. Maybe it actually does work. It does help. Hopefully, it does. In case it doesn't, then luckily with warp cores, at least you can switch between different kinds of warp skills or whatever they're called pretty easily. Because once you upgrade them, you can just reorganize the points that you have allotted to whatever current warp skills that you've set up into whatever else. So I think that's really nice. The fact that we don't have to pay anything to like rearrange our warp skills, because that's what some games do. So in any case though, her last 2 are Kinetic Mod and Telekinesis Vector. Originally I had actually given both her Warp Core 5 and 6 the Divine Sense, and then I found out the hard way that with how Hades is supposed to work, because quick crash course on how Hades works, in case some of you guys out there don't know already, considering she's top tier as fuck, at least for now. She's supposed to gain these like stacks that either of her puppets can gain, whatever stance or whatever type of puppet she's using. But she can. The catch is that she can only gain these. She can only gain those stacks when her Divine Grace amount is in between 40 and 60, I believe. So I forgot that, and I gave both of her Warp Core 5 and 6 slots the Divine Sense upgrade, and then that's when I realized, wait a minute, this is not what she's supposed to, this is not how she's supposed to play. She's only supposed to have 1 upgraded Divine Sense, and level 3 Divine Sense gives her exactly 45, so that means she can start gaining those stacks right away. And those stacks are important because once she gains 4 stacks for either doll that she uses, you can hold left click on emulator if you're using mouse and keyboard, or hold her normal attack if you're on mobile, and she'll immediately go into this stance where her skills are locked out, but like her puppets like both go fucking sicko mode and start shredding enemies at a really, like, it's insane how much DPS they put out. Like, that's definitely the best part about Hades. That like hold normal attack to watch her puppets just go absolutely nuts on a single target. I believe they only go after one target at a time, but if they kill whoever they're initially going for, they do switch targets, thankfully. And they don't last that long. That stance doesn't last that long, only about like 4 or 5 seconds. But yeah, it's crazy how much damage output they can that they, you know, how much damage they put out in that short amount of time. So yeah, just a little pro tip in case anybody out there watching this video is trying to build their own Hades. Yeah, only give one of her warp cores like a level 2 or 3 divine sense. That's all you're really gonna need. So, and then for the other 5 or 6 warp core that you don't have divine sense for, you can put something else, like, I don't know. I decided to go for base damage of her 3rd skill. Not sure if that's the best thing she could have, but I mean, looking through these, I don't know what else she could. I don't know what else to give her, really. There's probably something else that's probably a little bit better than telekinesis vector 3, but I'll find out the hard way eventually, I'm sure. But yeah, with all these upgrades to her warp cores, and then the maxed out sigils and the sigil enchantment optimizations, yeah, thanks to all those, my Hades is smugly on top, where she should be. Because, yeah, by this point, Hades is my favorite character. I mean, like, can't deny her, man. The fact that the absolute state that the fact that her voice actress is literally is Chiwa Saito, so that means she's literally Tamo. Yeah, it's up. All right, I found my next new favorite character in this game. And it certainly doesn't hurt that for now she's absolutely fucking top tier as hell. But in any case, that's the stuff that I've done for Hades. You'll also notice my S rank Osiris is also sort of up at the top here. So yeah, I've done a lot of improvements to her stuff too, to her gear as well. So skills, unique functor, sigils. I've also maxed out her sigils as well. Initially, you'll remember she originally had, I believe, Moondrifter, the Moondrifter sigil set. But after consulting a Chinese spreadsheet real quick, they advised me to go for this set, the Decree of the Waves, which is better than Moondrifter apparently. And so yeah, for the first time I actually used the forge mechanic. Actually, I didn't know how to use the forge mechanic, so the funny thing is that I actually tried farming for these sets directly, and then I was like, wait a minute, how does the forge mechanic work? And I tried it out, I was like, oh, okay, that's how it works. Basically, you just, whatever, you have to, in order to use the forging mechanic thing, you first have to, like, lock in these sigils into the characters themselves using like 20 reconstructor items or whatever, and then once you do that, then you can forge it into whatever other sigil set that's currently available in the game. Actually, technically this is not supposed to be your final set, or yeah, this is not a final set, because according to that spreadsheet that that was given to me by one of my Twitch subs, actually, shout out to Hannah for hooking me up. According to that spreadsheet, apparently this is not the final sigil set that she should have. She should actually have what is it, Cupbearer, I think. But she doesn't want to use that yet because we don't have, apparently her unique functor is supposed to be buffed later. I don't know if we have that buff now. Probably not. But once we do get that buff, I'm actually supposed to forged her what is it called, Decree of the Waves sigils over to Cupbearer instead. So basically, just waiting for her unique functor to get a buff. Maybe it already does, because I don't really follow Aether Gazer news very closely. So kind of a problem on my end. Maybe I should pay more attention to that sort of thing. But once it does, once her unique functor, whatever it is that she gets buffed, does get buffed, then yeah, I'll reforge these again into the Cupbearer set, I believe. So yeah. So those are her sigils. And yeah, I've decided to give her the same treatment that I gave with the Hades and give her the +5 all warp cores thing here. So yeah, they should all be +5. There you go. And originally, I believe I had my S rank Osiris on full red path. But then I switched her over to yellow path because I needed to squeeze out as much damage as I could when I was doing, I think, my second to last rotation of, or the second last cycle of Hazard Cleaning Zone. For some reason, the second iteration of Hazard Cleaning Zone that we had once we got the gold, what is it, the gold sigil upgrading material, once we got the sigil upgrade mechanics, whatever patch that was. Yeah, the second iteration of that, I was just having a lot of trouble with, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to pimp out my S rank Osiris as much as I can, and so yeah, this is what I have. And I switched over to yellow path because apparently that makes her do more damage, whereas her red path is more like her survival path, survival / stay in her ult form longer, something like that. So yeah, this is what I have my S rank Osiris on currently. But yeah, thanks to all of her. Oh, and of course, I also optimized her sigil enchantments a little bit more. So now, yeah, she should have at least one enchantment effect where it's really, really good. So yeah, there we go. This is kind of crazy. This one actually rolled double Gladiator, and they're both at level 7 too. So that's pretty insane. Actually, I'm not even sure. Actually, this is something I've always wondered. Maybe I need to do something extra, but I've always wondered why the enchantment effects here only say like +10%, which is like the level 1 value. When in reality, when you go in here and check it out yourself, what is it? They both say level 7. So it's like plus 40%, but even when you back it, it reverts back to +10. I don't know if that's just like if the game's only meant to show like their base value, like the base value of the sigil enchant, and I don't need to do anything because it's actually taking into account the +40. But maybe somebody can answer that in the comments or something like that. But in any case, yeah. Revamped S rank Osiris. She is my second hard carry, my second main hard carry, because Hazard Cleaning Zone is 2-team now if you want to do the max difficulties. So my Hades, Drowsy, and S rank Hera team handles the first side, and then my S rank Osiris sustain team with her, Shu, and A rank Poseidon handles the second half. So yeah, very proud of how these two girlies turned out. It's amazing that my S rank Osiris is able to hit freaking 23.5k CP when she's barely only S rank. Like with with Hades, I specifically roll for 2 copies because so now she's double S rank at least. But yeah, seeing my S rank Osiris kick this much ass even when she's only bare minimum S rank is quite nice to know. Very nice to know. Anyways, I recently got Callie to Omega rank, Transcendence rank, and because she was pretty close to, I think she was already triple S rank anyway, so I was like, I'll buy out the rest of her copies, rest of her files to get her to Omega rank. So there she is. I've also improved my S rank Tsukuyomi a bit too. Not quite as much CP as the other two. But I do still use her as my reserve DPS in case I need to rely on her for whatever reason. I mean, it certainly helps considering our events have like these separate game modes for these separate game modes where you're supposed to use modifiers from like specific gen zones, I guess. So yeah, it's still nice having a really strong S rank Tsukuyomi for those situations. But let's see what I've improved about her. I did get all of her sigil sets to level 50. I will take them to level 60. I'm just waiting for when we get our new Thunder set. Yeah, our second Thunder set, the one with the goat on it, I'm pretty sure. Because then I can start running 3-piece new Thunder set with 3-piece Caledonian Rage, which is the set right here. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to reforge her entire sigil set, because if I want to run her with the new Thunder set, I'm gonna have to run new Thunder set on 135, and that's what my Caledonian Rage set for my S rank Tsukuyomi is running right now. So I'm gonna have to reforge everything basically as soon as we get new Thunder set, like I said. But until then, this is what she's running for now. And then I'm pretty sure I've given her some extra warp cores. It's not as good as the other ones because warp core materials are obviously kind of hard to come by, but at the very least she's got all of them unlocked, and she's got a couple skills for them to work with at least, so glad to have those. So yeah, that's that. Let's see, same thing with S rank Hera. Improved her wherever I could. So yeah, currently running this. I believe this is not her ideal sigil sets. I believe she doesn't want to use Jormungandr. I believe that's how that's pronounced. She wants something else, but we don't have that sigil set right now, at least not on NA or on the global server, so gonna have to wait a little bit longer, I think. But yeah, got her sigils level 60. Gave her some more optimized enchantments, as you can see there. And then I've worked on her warp cores a little bit. Again, by the time I was working on her warp cores, I was starting to run out of warp core materials. And so yeah, I decided just to work on the most important ones. And that was to give her the energy preserver skill and upgrade that a little bit. So hopefully that helps. And everything else I will work on as I get more resources. So there you go. I've also been working on Asura, actually, a little bit anyway. Mainly, I've been prepping her by reformatting her sigil enchantments. She's surprisingly strong, and considering she's one of my only like legitimately viable, I believe her gen zone is called. Is this Asterism? No, it's not Asterism. I think Asterism is this one. Whatever her gen zone is called. Maybe she is Asterism, I forget. Let's see, maybe I can check right here. Yeah, it is called, they are called Asterism. Oh yeah, the one that Hell's from is called Yggdrasil. But in any case. But yeah, I plan to pimp out Asura at some point. She's a great unit. See, who else? I've also done the same for Darkstar Hell. Again, no sigil buffs or limit breaks, but enchantment optimization. I also plan on beefing out Hell too, because she's also pretty damn good, and because she's part of the Yggdrasil gen zone, and I don't have too many good gen zone modifiers from those gen zones. Mainly, it's definitely my strongest gen zones are Olympus, thanks to Hades, obviously. Shino, I think they're called, the Japanese faction, thanks to S rank Tsukuyomi and my Omega rank Buzembo Tengu. Buzembo Tengu? I think, is that what she's called, or is this Buzembo Tengu? No, she's Zenkibo Tengu. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is Buzembo Tengu, right? Yeah, Buzembo Tengu. So yeah, those are definitely my two strongest gen zones, I'm pretty sure anyway. So yeah, having strong modifiers for Yggdrasil and Asterism are very nice. Speaking of Asterism, here is Wave Render Scotty. I've been told by one of my Twitch subs that she actually becomes super frickin' top. She actually became a super frickin' top tier because of thanks to a couple buffs recently on the Chinese server. So if any of you guys in the comment section can corroborate that, then I will go ahead and completely deck her out, because I like her playstyle actually. Even though when we got her, she was still the worst. I believe she was called the worst limited S rank modifier. I still really like using her, and the fact that I didn't have a lot of like ice DPSs, still don't, by the way. Like honestly, she's probably still my like strongest like actual carry, ice carry. Other than maybe S rank Poseidon, but she's more of a ranged character, so I like having both ranged options and CQC options, or close range options, melee options, if you will. So yeah, I've invested into Wave Render Scotty ever since the beginning. And to know that, if it's true anyway, if it's true that she did in fact get buffed and now she's actually one of the better limited S ranks, then I will shove in everything that I have, that doesn't sound weird at all, into Scotty to get her beefed out and stuff. Work on her sigils and her warp cores when the time comes. I actually have, my Wave Render Scotty actually has her own unique functor, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I like using her so much. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I like using her so much I decided to roll for her unique functor, and you know, lo and behold, there she goes. So I don't know if I mentioned this in the last Aether Gazer Dolphins log, but my S rank shoe is now finally usable, technically anyway. She's at least got a bare minimum sigil set and max level skills and an access key. So there you go. As you can see here, Drowsy is I'm using Drowsy alongside Hades because I'm using that team a lot. I decided to give Drowsy the rest of her files. Just bought them from whatever shop they came from. I've also done a little bit of sigil enchantments or optimization, as you can see here. I actually don't understand how she deals both shadow and light damage, but apparently she actually wants both, or she's actually okay with either of them. Maybe she actually only wants one of them, and it just so happens she can either do light damage or shadow damage. I don't know how this works actually, but apparently she wants both. So there you go. And she's got the triple Jonah's Echo and then the faster ult charge sets. No warp cores for her yet though. Maybe later. But yeah, mainly invest into Drowsy to help support my Hades. Here's Mr. Tyr, however you say his name. My Athena is also usable, I believe. I'm pretty sure anyway. Yeah, she should be. And yeah, I've been using her every now and then. I'm working on Heimdall here because I hear she's actually pretty damn good. I think she was like tier 1 or something. That and there's a couple teams that I want to make that involve Heimdall in it, and so yeah, I will invest into Heimdall as soon as I can. Oceanus, Mr. Oceanus, Mr. Sakamoto, basically. Sakamoto's the name, right, of the guy who like does everything perfectly or whatever. That one manga that about that dude. But yeah, Mr. Oceanus, or is it a hard C? Oceanus? I don't know. Probably a hard C, given that he's Greek. So, and I don't think Greek has a soft C. So you know, Okeanos, for example. So Oceanus, perhaps. But yeah, this dude's really cool. I really like his playstyle. Tons of swag, that's for sure. So yeah, don't have his access key, unfortunately, but I do plan on pimping him out as much as I can. Once I'm done with this current event, I will work on getting him a full sigil set and level him all up so he's usable. I'll probably run a water team with him at some point if I ever need a water team. So he'll probably be my my main DPS. So I'll probably invest a lot into him until the time comes when I get like a better water DPS, perhaps. And that should be about it for all the characters I've been working on. Yeah. So yeah, my next couple of characters that I want to level are, or heavily invest into, are Okeanos and Heimdall. Yep. I've got the other characters I want to optimize. Lately, because of thanks to the dimensional variable game mode here, I used the default Vert Hondi. This girl right here. for my DPS, because I was kind of bored with using S-Rank Tsukuyomi. Like, S-Rank Tsukuyomi is cool and all, but using her for like multiple variable dimension runs in a row is kind of bruh. So I decided to mix it up and just try main character Chan, A rank Vert Handi, and bro, she kicks so much ass in dimensional variable. I love playing her in that game mode. It might be because she has her unique functor, and obviously mine does not. Actually, she doesn't even have a functor at all. Even what the fuck? What happened to her? What happened to her functor? Oh, I know what happened. I probably gave this to somebody to another modifier probably. That was probably where it went. Bro, I loved playing her in dimensional variable. And so if the way that I can play her in dimensional variable is by getting her unique functor, then I'm actually willing to go roll for it at some point. Like if I can play Vert Handi like A rank for Handi like that, it just in regular battles or just in anywhere else, like bro, sign me up. I'd love to play the dimensional variable version of Vert outside of dimensional variable. That's how much I enjoy it. So, and she's already Omega rank too, so may as well. She's already that strong. I mean, I already invested heavily into her anyway from the very beginning. Level 80, max proficiency, max skill levels, max access key. Though obviously she doesn't have a functor right now. And then her own sigil set. I have to look up what new sigil set that she wants, and maybe optimize her sigil and chance a little bit more. And obviously she doesn't have any warp cores active right now, but yeah, maybe I'll improve my A rank Vert Handi as well, thanks to dimensional variable runs. So, but yeah, I believe that's about it. Another pretty long Dolphins log for this game, but hey, I enjoy talking about the characters in the game, so I don't mind. But yeah, looking forward to whatever our next content update is after this event is done. So hopefully we can get some more top tier characters, because the top tier characters in this game are really, really fun to play. Hades, for example. So yeah, surprise. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what our next content update is gonna look like, and do let me know whenever who is it, S rank Osiris gets her a unique functor buff or whatever that's supposed to be. So yeah, other than that, take care, boys, and we'll see you guys next month. Peace.